Hey guys, JoeOnit coming in. Now, this is not something I normally do. I have not done a mod review in a very, very long. This is obviously for Total War Rome 2. The name of the mod is Myth and Legends. You can find it on the Steam Workshop. I will put the link for it in the description below. It is a 4-part mod, and it is primarily right now, it is just a multiplayer mod. It adds a bunch of units to factions. It stabilizes some of the stats. I mean, it's still a work in progress. Shout out to Inores from the Hungry Wolves Discord. He's the one that started this mod. He kind of just started doing it all on his own, and he introduced it to us, say, about maybe 8 months ago, maybe around there. We started using it on fight nights a lot, and it is a multiplayer mod, like I said, so you guys can use it for your multiplayer battles and everything. It does not have campaign use yet, and I emphasize yet. He will be, or I think he's in the process of adding it to the Grand Campaign. So I just wanted to show you guys real quick some of the other factions that are added in. We have the Himyar, which is it's like a Kush type faction. They have Himyar nobles, but they have stats that are pretty much very similar, if not exactly carbon copy of this is the Armored Shoto warrior, basically. And they have some Desert Warlords, it's cavalry. They have some pretty good units down here. There's some Himyar Royal Archers, some Syrian Archers, mercenary, obviously, Syrian Archers. They obviously have all the artillery that you would probably have for an attacking faction. Then we have the Huns, which if you guys don't know who the Huns are, then I don't know what to tell you. But we have some Hunnic Warlords, chosen Uar Warriors, the Hun Axemen, the Hunnic Shock Infantry, so we do actually have some true shock infantry in here. And yes, you guys might look and see some of the unit cards like that. Looks like an Oswan. Yeah, because he's still working on the unit cards. There are some unit cards that he has come out with and fixed up, and there are other ones that he's had to use, basically carbon copies of other ones from other factions. Like I believe the Hun Axeman right here, I think that's a unit card that he has made. Then we move down a little bit further. We have the Aioli, but we've seen the Aioli in other DLCs, obviously, but this is an added-in faction, and I think he might have added some units to them. I don't know if they have the Sardi Axemen. I have not really used the Aioli very much. Another faction, I should say. You have the Yams Vikings here now. So again, Viking Osworn. It's an Osworn card, but actually that's a heroic noble card, I believe. But he's changed the colors of the units and everything. I'm going to put in a little bit here at the end of the video. I'm just doing the description right now. I'm going to jump in at the end of the video and show some of these units on the actual battlefield itself so you guys can see what they look like. So that's the Yams Vikings, probably one of the most devastating units that the Yams Vikings have right there, that cavalry unit. Then we have the Viking Confederation, which is obviously another type of Vikings, but this is just a bunch of different Vikings put together in one group. Obviously, they're not very filled out rosters just yet, but they have pretty much one of everything. They do have some spears, they have some pikes, they have at least a unit of archers, they have some cav, again, artillery there. Then we have the Quinn, or the Kin, I think it's Quinn. I might be wrong. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. But this is a Chinese faction. So, you have some two-handed Imperial Guards, you have some Emperor's Chosen, we have some of the heavy G infantry here, some regular G infantry. Obviously, we have some pikes and halberds. Got some of the Zhugnu, the crossbows. These guys are deadly. Crossbows are absolutely deadly. Horse archers, chariots, more again, artillery again. Obviously, there's going to be artillery. Then we have the Roman Republic, another faction that was added in, I believe. And then, we have Nova Cathargo has been added in. The Sarmatians are here now, Etruscan League. But there are also Amazons. Obviously, we need to have the Amazons in here. But even every other faction has new units added to it as well. It might not be as much, like Carthage. For sure, Carthage has an absolutely gigantic roster. Look at that melee. Look at that melee box right there. Massive, massive, massive. You don't need any proper Libyan infantry in this army to have an absolutely devastating army for Carthage. Even the spears, pikes, it's still the same, just one, African pikemen. More ranged units are available, more cavalry units are available. I'm pretty sure there's an extra elephant that's available in here for Carthage. Rome, I think Rome has a little bit more of a roster than they did. Or maybe they pretty much have just the same. They have a new cavalry unit. They have two new general units there. 3 new general units, technically. But again, some of this was taken from other DLCs to just kind of bolster up rosters and everything. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, every faction in here has new units. Whether it's a couple or a bunch, they have some new units. So every faction has gotten a little bit of a, I guess, a little bit of a buff to their unit rosters. I mean, like Galatia actually has Galatian Royal Guard now. So there you go. They have Galatian King's Guard. You can only have one, and I'm pretty sure it's only the general's unit that you can bring. But they have the Galatian Royal Guard now. They have some shock cavalry, some Galatian Lancers. You know, he's really fleshed these rosters out. And again, I know I'm kind of stepping on my words here a little bit. This is not something I normally do, but I really wanted to give Inores a big shout out because he's been working very hard on this mod for a while now, and he's the only one. It's just him working on this mod. He's adding these units, working the stats. We do, I guess, quote, research for him every time we stream. Every time I stream with this mod, we're doing research for him. He's taking down notes. He's learning the numbers. He's knowing what to change, what not to change. He's obviously taking input from you guys. So if you guys play the mod, you guys are in the Hungry Wolves Discord, feel free to jump. If you're not, jump into the Hungry Wolves Discord. And if you end up playing the mod, just, you know, let him know, hey, I'm playing your mod and I saw this or I saw that. Obviously, don't ask or say anything like crazy, like, well, that unit sucks, because that's not going to get a good response. Obviously, anybody that you say what they're working on sucks, especially if it's somebody that you just met, they might not receive it very well. But yeah, so that is pretty much the end here of this part. I am going to, like I said, I'm going to get in onto the battlefield and show you guys some fighting between these units, maybe show you some of the units as they stand on the battlefield. But yeah, so there you go. That is the end of this part. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of the video, and hopefully you guys, if you do, again, grab the mod. I'll put the link for it in the description below. There's 4 parts to the mod, and he made it real easy where if you click on part 1 and you hit subscribe, a little menu will pop up and say, do you want to subscribe to the other 3? You just click the subscribe to all, and it will subscribe to all 4 of them. They will get put into your mod manager, and you can just, boop, put them in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll be able to load it up and get it going. But again, reminder, it does not have campaign function yet. He's working on it. There's no campaign function. This is strictly a multiplayer mod. So hopefully you guys have a good time with it. I'm going to jump in and show you guys some of the battle scenes. So have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. And as always, until the next one.